James. I'm a personal trainer from empoweringpt.co.uk, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a problem most people have, and that is that they can't get their hand behind their head. Now this is because they're limited in strength and flexibility with their rotator cuff, that they might struggle to either have their arm come right down or right up, and you'll also see people struggle to take it all the way out as well. Okay, if you want to see whether you've got a little bit of tightness or a lack of flexibility, then all you need to do is bring your elbow up in line with your shoulder and then take your hand right up and try to position it behind your head. Stand in front of a mirror and look to see how far it goes. What you don't want to do is bring it down or bring it up too high. That's cheating. Keep it in line with the shoulder so it's all through the rotation of your shoulder rather than pushing up and down using other muscles. You can also then tilt it down and see how far you can rotate as well. And then facing forwards, keep the elbow in tight, keep it against you, and then rotate your arm out and see how far it goes. So ideally, you want to be able to get your hand behind your head, and you want to be able to get your hand near enough in line with your body. Now the main purpose of knowing this is to prevent injuries. If you're particularly tight around your shoulder and you can't get your arms into these positions, then it's possible that if you were to get knocked, tackled, if you're playing a sport, something along those lines, that it could tear. And a lot of people have suffered with rotator cuff issues because they haven't worked it properly. By strengthening this muscle and by working on your flexibility, you'll strengthen your chances of being able to prevent an injury if an accident was to occur. It will also help you in the gym as you can better control weights. For example, shoulder press. Okay? If you feel that you're pressing forwards and not straight up when you do your shoulder press, then you may have a tight rotator cuff. As you can see, my shoulder press is right out to the side and it goes right up above my head. But some people can't do that, and they don't necessarily realise either, and instead they press forwards. It might be only ever so slight, just in front of their head, or it could be as extreme as pressing right the way forwards. Now the problem with this is they're now not targeting the muscle in the way that you want to. As much as pressing forwards could put a nice hold onto the shoulders, that's not generally what people are after. Instead they're focusing on pressing upwards, especially if they're pulling it all the way back to try and hit the medial head of the deltoid. So instead, during your warm-up, you may want to do a rotator cuff stretch to allow you to get your hand all the way back. So one of the things I tend to do with my clients if they've got a tight rotator cuff is to get hold of a bar. You're going to hold it as if you're going to throw a javelin, and now you're going to relax the wrist and let it touch your arm. You want to hold the bottom and get your hand up into a similar position as we showed you earlier. So, body facing straight, you want your elbow in line with your shoulder, still holding on, and you're going to use this hand here to pull. Now do this only gently, and you just pull until you bring your hand back as far as you can, and you just hold a light stretch. Hold it for about 10 seconds, and then relax. And then you can then go ahead and do this on the other side. So again, you want to hold it like you're throwing a javelin. Hold it underneath, keep your elbow in line with the shoulder, and then from here you're going to pull the bottom away from you and rotate your hand back behind your head. Ideally anyway. Some people, they'll only be able to bring it right up to here, so I'll show you again. So from here, it may be a case of just taking it from here, in this position where they can naturally get it, to then upright. That's perfectly fine. Or anything less than that is perfectly fine. But the more they can't lift it up, the more you're going to need to do this. There's nothing wrong with doing this in between sets as well. If you're using particularly light weights, then you can do this. I've done it with my clients where I'll get them to hold a brief stretch, 5 to 10 seconds, in between sets, just while they're having a rest, and then going into the shoulder press. And they feel so much more comfortable for it. Suddenly, their posture is a little bit more upright, they can get their hands back, and then they can comfortably press above their head. And you'll quickly realize as well that you'll be able to develop the weight quicker because you're pressing it up and using the correct muscles. You're finding that you're actually going to strengthen that muscle a lot quicker. There's also less leverage in there. Whereas here, if you're holding it out away from your body, it's further away and there's going to be more leverage on your shoulder, meaning that you're going to require more muscle to hold it up. So by pressing up here, you're going to be able to lift heavier than if you were to press out and in. So if you're suffering from a tight or weak rotator cuff, then hopefully this stretching will allow you to be able to get your hands right the way up, improve your shoulder press, your military presses, and just your shoulder exercises in general. You'll also find that it'll improve your posture, that you'll be able to keep your shoulders back a little bit better, and that you'll find that your arms are more mobile, that you'll find a better activation in your rear delt and your rotator cuffs when you do exercises that target those. So hopefully you found this content really useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it has been. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching.